Hey guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. I thought I'd touch base with you guys. Not a lot has changed in the markets in terms of the price with the Onyx XCN coin. However, we will be diving into the charts just to see how things are playing out from day to day. We'll take a look at the sort of risk to rewards involved with that particular coin. However, this is a CME group. The next FOMC meeting is in 23 days, 5 hours and 33 minutes. Now, we do cover the Fed meetings quite often because that is when usually you get a change in the trend. However, recently, since the last Fed meeting, we have seen a sort of slightly negative sort of sideways movement, if you will, for some other coins as well over here in the crypto market. However, we did get that news very, very recently in the last couple of days, actually, obviously off the back of the minutes report. And that was kind of saying that, there's a strong chance that we will be cutting rates on the 17th of September, which is what this is highlighting here. Currently, at the time of recording, there is an 83.3% chance we will cut rates. And the reason why that is important is because if we do cut rates, that is positive for crypto. And that way we can start making money as a collective, okay? Again, there's still 16.7% probability that rates do remain the same. And you can see further down here, if you do come lower down here on this particular table, you can see exactly how the sort of percentages are changing from day to day. You got the day there, the week there, and the month there. So you can see here, literally 25th of July, this was only last month, we had a 2.6% chance of any sort of cut. So very, very slim. So yeah, let's just dive into, let's have a look at the crypto bubbles first before we do go over to the charts. We do have Onyx XCN down on the daily, which is down 4%. The only green bubble here over on this particular watch list is ZBEC up 2.5%. Okay, if we do come over to the weekly here, you can see it's telling a little bit of a different story. We do have a few extra green bubbles, one being Solana, one being Veracity VRA for the proof of view patent technology, covering Europe, America, and also China as well. We've got Gala slightly up 0.8% as well. XCN on the weekly bubbles, where are you? I'm being blind, minus 2% over the week. Let's just have a look at the 3 months. Over the 3 months, over the past sort of 90 days, we're doing really, really well. Again, XCN is down 34.4%. So for me, I like to buy the red bubbles, Those are the ones that are yet to, really cover any sort of ground. Yes, we did get that 20x back in Q1 of this year. However, we have retraced significantly, and I do believe Onyx XCN coin is a fantastic buying opportunity now. However, can we break down from here? Yeah, there's so many ways to slice and dice this, but ultimately we are looking again, like I said, for this particular date here, 17th of September, which is why I've got this all highlighted in the chart here. We've got it there, Wednesday the 17th of September. So right now, I don't expect anything to really play out in a significant fashion, but for you guys at home, I'm literally just going to sort of highlight this sort of congestion, this sort of consolidation range. So if we take it back to this sort of daily high here from the back of this sort of short impulse, this was a 3-day impulse back here. If I scroll in for you guys, you can see here we've got the 1, we've got the 2, we've got the 3 candles, and then we've closed out around here. Now, ultimately, if we're marking out these highs, you can quite clearly see where the range is for Onyx XCN coin. Okay. So you can see here, we've got the close underneath, we've got the close, we've got these closes here, and we've not quite touched the closes here for the daily. And then we've been in this sort of slow bleed ever since around the 15th of July. So what's that? That's been about a 5, maybe 6 week sort of slow bleed. And this is what's sort of baked in to the Onyx XCN algorithm. Yeah, all these coins, it don't matter what coin you're trading, it don't even have to be crypto. It could be stocks and shares, could be Forex. They've all baked in an algorithm, okay? And these algorithms are designed to take money from the retail traders, okay? So the only thing that I can say and the only thing that I would suggest is, doesn't matter which indicator you decide to choose with, there's millions and millions of different combinations, and there's different styles of people day trading or even swing trading. I prefer swing trading just because it increases your win probability. And if it goes against you, you just simply hold. But what I would say is the rule of thumb is never, ever sell a position where you are in negative equity. Say, for example, you did buy it around these sort of highs of this range, around this sort of yellow line. Yeah, you haven't lost any money. You've still got the same amount of assets in terms of crypto coins. So what I would say is, yes, you may be down if you're buying these sort of highs. Like I say, even if you bought these highs from like 4 weeks ago, yeah, down approximately 38%. Yeah, that is steep. That's quite a heavy, nobody wants to lose approximately 40% of their capital in the market. But you know what? This is the nature of the game, guys. Especially Onyx XCN coin, it's highly, highly volatile. But if I just highlight for you guys where we're currently trading at the bottom of this range, you can see here we've almost been pinballing around. So I would be expecting some sort of trend, just judging by this sort of channel here. We have been, as soon as we're getting down here, we're sort of reversing. And I would be looking at getting up to sort of that 2 cent one. Again, that is sort of decent gains over here on the daily. If we were just to measure up to there, that's a 72% increase upon your capital to get to the top of that range, okay? Obviously, once the excitement does come in, we would be looking at breaking this yellow line. So this is the sort of figure, sort of you heavily invested in crypto right now. You need the best tools at your disposal. So why not consider joining the crypto Discord, which features AI technology, covering all of your favorite and the most popular cryptos out there. Key features would include the AI crypto data, the metrics, the trade setups, price targets, heat maps, technical indicators, the traders lounge, and much, much more. Take advantage of your free trial today. Link below in the description. That you want to be looking out for, guys, on your charts before we start looking at the Conga, before we start penetrating and sort of challenging these sort of highs that we got up to in sort of January of Q1 of this year. Yeah, up at around sort of 4.5 cent all the way up to about 5 cent where we wicked up here. So there's still a lot of money to play for at this moment in time. However, there is still a bit of a gap. Do you know, like with Bitcoin, for example, where you get a CME gap? There's a clear gap here. So all this price action here since we blew up here with these 3 candles that I've highlighted earlier on, what we tend to do is we do at least tend to retrace between 50 to 61.8% of the time. And that is a sweet spot for basically taking retail traders markets. I've been doing a lot of research recently, just using ChatGPT 5 and basically engineering the best possible way if I was a market maker to extract money from retail traders, and that's what it's saying. So if I was just to simply take this sort of move here, this is what Onyx XN coin would have to retrace minimum to this 50% line. And you can see here, even if I just lend one of these yellow lines, in fact, I'll delete that just to clear it up. Onyx XN coin from this high back here to cause sort of max pain, you would have to get a minimum down here. And you can see here, we're currently trading under that sort of yellow line there. We come deeper. So I would imagine we're currently trading at around 61.8% of what we was back here. So I would imagine there is a strong chance the lows could be going in now. I would say it's about, don't want to be too sort of optimistic in the market. However, I would say it's about a 70% chance that lows are going in now, because you can see here from this bottom sort of range where this yellow line is marking out now, we are taking out the lows of all of this consolidation range. Now, this consolidation range has basically began since, if you follow my cursor down to the bottom of the screen there, since Thursday the 10th of April. So I don't know how many days that is. I could soon work that out for you guys if I hover over that candle. Let's have a look. So that's approximately 137 days before we have taken the lows. Now, what tends to happen is all the liquidity is going to be down here. And like I say, there's a bit of a CME gap if he was referring to sort of Bitcoin here. So there's going to be a lot of buy orders down here. And again, I would be inclined to have some sort of buy orders here as well if you want to be on the safe side. Again, if you're like me, there is a bit more of a gap to come deeper, which is why it's important. And I always stress hedge your bets, because regardless of what combination of indicators that you use to predict the next market moves, it's always important, because there isn't a strategy out there that can successfully predict where the market is going to move next. Yeah. And that's all we're doing. We're just anticipating and we're basically trying to cover all bases. So it would be foolish to go all in. However, if you have got the funds, we know ultimately Onyx XCN coin is going to get up to all-time highs around 19-20 cents. For me, that is inevitable. That for me is pretty much a guarantee. That's just my belief. That's what I believe will happen, guys. But in the interim over the next couple of weeks, especially going into the end of the month now, market makers know that people withdraw and basically live off their crypto. So what happens is you do get these little dips towards the end of the month, and then going into sort of September, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can then begin to start front running the market. Okay, going into this Fed meeting on the 17th of September. Once we get the positive news that these interest rates are going to be cut, obviously then we can then begin to run up, and then we're looking at visiting the cheddar factory come sort of October. Altcoins could probably spill over into November, December, and we could continue running, because I had no idea we was going to come under this sort of suppression. Yeah, we're currently at the time of recording, we're 25th of August. If we're judging by the other two previous altcoins, usually 18 months after the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin's topping out, and then altcoins are literally topping out literally within 4 weeks. So statistically speaking, from sort of data-based evidence, we should be topping out around sort of October time. And you can see here on the charts, we're nowhere near. We're not even near all-time highs. Never mind sort of visiting the sort of macro 1618 levels, where we will be, over 20x easy to the 1618 level. I've covered that level in the previous video. However, guys, like I say, make sure you're covering all bases. Make sure you have some dry powder, but I wouldn't be surprised if the laws are going in this week, guys. Okay, I shall be back with another video later on in the week. I'll probably cover XCN or even ZBEC. Get your suggestions down in the comments, and if you're not already, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I shall see you guys in the next video. The block bull is over and out.